Hello, hello. Well, hello, all you jolly happy people out there. I want to say a hearty happy new year to everyone. Thank you for following my channel. But I really would like to say a moment of silence for the people in Japan and for the people that didn't make it to this year. Okay, because a lot of people didn't make it to this year. And then for what happened in Japan, let's have a moment of silence, please. We needed to do that. We really did because we are really, really honored and blessed to be here right now. Okay. The reason why I say we're going to read the Bible as a book because I don't want you to be intimidated by it first. You understand? You gotta approach the Bible in the right way. If you're gonna approach the Bible, well, I don't believe in all that stuff. That's fine. That's on you. But when we're reading it as a book, we are actually taking it as we would a regular book. Now, I get a lot out of reading, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot out of reading. And then when the book is before the movie, I love reading the book before the movie because there's a lot more in the book than it is in the movie. Now, nowadays, a lot of pictures, movies, TV shows are trying to get it as close as it can. But the thing is that if you read this as a book, you'll see what goes on in the Bible. So it's as a book. So then you'll be like, oh, well, that's what they saying. Well, that ain't right. A lot of people that interpret the Bible interpret it not as a book, but as a sword towards children. You know what I mean? You can't use the Bible as a weapon towards everybody. Okay, I like to paraphrase sometimes. Okay, and when I paraphrase, I will let you know that uh, I can back it up. Okay, so this is what I mean. Suffer the little children to come unto me. Okay, you don't want them to come unto him, that's fine. But don't have an arrow or a sword at your children trying to use the book. Okay? You got to read it first. Just read it first. Okay? And see, this is what I believe. I don't know when Jesus is coming back, you guys. I really don't. And I do not protest to know that. What I am saying, excuse me, is that he not coming back yet. Okay? Look at our world. Hmm. And for those who don't understand that, that's fine. I am not here to put this book down your throat. I am not here to make you think this or think that. The only thing that I'm doing is this. My generation was messed up. Okay? My generation was made to go to church. There's no way I would ever make anyone go to church. Okay? Especially now, COVID and people raping people and shooting people. You can do this at home. You know, a lot of people say about that scripture that tells us to gather together. You know, there's probably a scripture in there for us to say, stay alone, like Jesus had to. And then I say that to people, and people are like, oh, no. Well, hey, that's on you. Okay. I'm going to stay at home and just read this. I'm going to lift this book up without being a doomsday person, thinking that Jesus coming back and everything, and we got to get this food together. We got to make a bombing shelter and all that. So I'm not worried about all that. Because it said there's going to be a lot of wars in here. Do y'all know what a lot of wars are? Now, that's one thing I can say in there. So if I was to say a lot of wars and measure that by time, and then the time that we measure is God's time, not our time, we're not ready for him to come back. Look at how many people now are mean to each other. And you know what? I had a guy actually hold the door open for me the other day, and I was like, oh my God, well, thank you. You know, people don't do that no more. That's what we're talking about, you know? And I bet you at least 7 people out of 10 knows what it means when someone says the 10 Commandments. Even in other countries, they know what the 10 Commandments are. Can we at least just have that right there? Not in our schools, but in our hearts. No, religion does not belong in public schools. Now, if you go into a Christian school at a church, fine. The Bible does not need to be in public schools because public schools have different people that believe differently. It is not our job to do that. It is our job to present the word. It is not our job to convert them because he said, how many seeds? See, people are trying to convert other people, and you're not supposed to do that. The Bible supports freedom of religion. Ooh, did I say that? Yes, I did. Keep on subscribing to my channel, and I'll show you. Okay? All right, now. We're going to start chapter 6 in Ecclesiastics. And the reason why I'm doing Ecclesiastics is I have never really heard, I've been in church a long time. I've never heard a sermon on Ecclesiastics. And the reason why I say that is because Ecclesiastic is a very, very strong book. If you don't know that things are supposed to happen, and you read Ecclesiastics and you're not prepared for it, it could mess you up. But if you already know what the other parts say, you can get through Ecclesiastics. You ready? Let's read, you guys. All right. There's another serious tragedy I have seen under the sun, and it weighs heavily on humanity. God gives some people great wealth and honor and everything they could ever want, but then he doesn't give them the chance to enjoy these things. They die, and someone else, even a stranger, ends up enjoying their wealth. This is meaningless. A sickening tragedy. Now, these words that I'm reading right here are New Living words, but you can't compare this verse. I already read part 6, lines 1 and 2. Okay, if you want to compare it to another book that is like this. Okay, that was kind of good, huh? Now, here we go. A man might have 100 children and live to be very old. But if he finds no satisfaction in life and doesn't even get a decent burial, it would have been better for him to be born dead. How many people get a decent burial? 100 children and be old, and he finds no satisfaction in life. Even if you're an atheist, you can find satisfaction in life. It's not my business you're an atheist. I just know there's some out there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. What I'm saying is I'm reading this book as a book. I'm not going to read this book that's pointing to somebody else. I'm going to read this book as it's pertaining to me. So you know what it's saying to me? It's saying that I have done a serious tragedy. Now, if you want to do that too, you can, but you don't have to. You could just read it that somebody else did as tragedy. And I have seen under the sun, and it weighs heavily on humanity. Now, we're all humanity, right? So it weighs on all of us, no matter who did it. Okay? So God gives some people, you know what, I have this question a lot. And usually I just like to read for 30 minutes. And you know what, that's what I'll do. Because 30 minutes is, I'll even try 25. Because it's not how long you do things, it's how you say things and the things you say. Because time is a common denominator. See, that's why a lot of us can't see the fourth dimension. But time is the common denominator for everybody. From when you're born until you die, it's called time. But at the top of that equation is what you have for humanity. And that your wealth can go to somebody else. A man might have 100 children, Okay. We know that. We know that's possible. But if he finds no satisfaction in life and doesn't even get a decent burial, it would have been better for him to be born dead. His birth would have been meaningless, and he would have ended in darkness. He wouldn't even have a name, and he would never have seen the sun or known of its existence. Yet he would have had more peace than in growing up to be an unhappy man. He might live 1,000 years twice over, but still not find contentment. And since he must die like everyone else, well, what's the use? My brother's an atheist, and this is where he's stuck at. All people spend their lives scratching for food, but they never seem to get enough. So are wise people really better off than fools? It's nitty gritty, ain't it? Do poor people gain anything by being wise and knowing how to act in front of others? Yes, that's in the book, y'all. Watch this. Enjoy what you have rather than desiring what you don't have. That's the answer. The more you desire what someone else's have, the more you're going to think, well, God, why did you make them rich and not me? Answer is right here. So are wise people really better off than fools? Do poor people gain anything by being wise and knowing how to act in front of others? Enjoy what you have rather than desiring what you don't have. Lust, dreaming about nice things is meaningless, like chasing the wind. Now, a lot of people have made it meaningless too, but they've made it worse. Like they just, they stay in that spot, but you don't have to. You can find some type of meaning in your life. But if you don't, and you continue, and you don't keep the things that you have, then it's meaningless, like chasing the wind. But you have to enjoy what you have. It's the only way you're going to understand. Is that an answer? Let's read on. We got 14 minutes. We have 14 minutes, guys. Okay. Everything has already been decided. It was known long ago what each person would be. So there's no use arguing with God about your destiny. The more words you speak, the less they mean. So what good are they? In the few days of our meaningless lives, who knows how our days can best be spent? Our lives are like a shadow. Who can tell what will happen on this earth after we are gone? No one. No one knows what happens on this earth after we are gone. You know, I have a lot of people saying, well, what if that's it? You know, we die and that's it. Well, I tell you what, you have the right to believe that. I don't. I believe there's going to be a heaven. I believe there's a hell. I believe there's a God above. I believe there's a devil of the gods below. The devil is the God of below. I believe in his strength of angels, and I do believe in this book. See, what I'm telling you is I would want you to read it with me. If you don't want to believe it, that's fine. Just listen to the words. So how do you stop saying, well, Lord, why you let them survive and you let them die? Because you need to enjoy what you have. Because when you enjoy what you have, you will rejoice in the ones that did live. Because we already know what's gonna happen. Boy, this is the best chapter ever. Because this is answering a lot of questions. Oh my goodness. Now, you don't believe in this book, that's fine. Just read it with me. It is not my job to make you believe it or not. But I tell you what, you'll see a lot of things you ain't seen just like that. So is a wise person better than a fool? Well, let's read what it says at the bottom. Here we go. Okay, we had part 6 and Numbers 1 and 2. This unfortunate man parable resembles part 4, 7, and 8, and part 5, 13, 17. So what it's saying is that we've already read something in those parts that equals this part 2. Now, one thing that this book really does is it parallels itself against itself. See, and that's why I like this book, because a lot of books don't do that, but this one does. Checks itself. Now, there's a lot of ways it doesn't, a lot of ways it does. See, you got to be that type of person if you want to be able to be on 2 sides or even 4 sides or even 5 sides. Because you know what? As well as I am for Israel and for the land of the Lord, I am for Palestine, because Palestine is the land of the Lord. You are brothers. They are brothers. Brothers, sisters, always fighting. Until you enjoy what you have rather than desiring what you don't. They haven't stopped desiring the land. They want to take it. But I know a lot of people from Palestine now. I know way more people in Israel. But see, I know people from Palestine now that are nice and great people. And, you know, they've been in America forever. Just like East and West Germany. Brothers and sisters always fight, and they do not fight fair. Republicans are my brothers and sisters. Democrats are your brothers and sisters. Let's get back to this bottom part. It says the unfortunate man resembles those parts. It is a sickening tragedy when someone succeeds, but then cannot enjoy these things. Such a person has missed out on the only available benefits of success. This is the only shot you got. Okay. There's two lives, because when you do this one okay, you know the next one will be okay. You know, and see, this is what I'm saying to you. There are so many different things in this book that everyone needs to know. It ain't even funny. Okay? So let's read on. Let's read on in the bottom. Okay? So it says, 100 children and be very old. Such honors as virility and old age amount to nothing if life is not enjoyable or does not end well. Ending well, a decent burial. The reason why I say that is because a lot of people get buried in a pauper's grave still right now. They don't have any family, any friends, and they get buried alone. Okay? But a decent burial will be someone, at least one or two people are there, maybe. Okay? Also, a decent burial is being buried with your rights. Like if you're a veteran, you're going to get your rights at a decent burial. You know, somebody would just throw a soldier in the ground if they don't know them, if they don't research. Okay? So there's a lot of people that get buried as John Does and Jane Does. There's a lot of people that don't get a decent burial. Okay? So be okay. Such honors as virility in old age amount to nothing if life is not enjoyable or does not end well. The darkness of being born dead is preferable to a discontented life. Wow. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Well, actually, I didn't say it. I got it out the book. See, if you read your science book, okay, and you be like, okay, we studying science today. We reading the science book. We reading the science book. We studying the science book. We got a teacher telling us what it says so it can stay in here and in here, because we still got to put that stuff in here that we learn in school. And then what comes out will be what we put in. See? So, let's see. People never seem to be satisfied with what they have, no matter how much it is. I'm so happy, y'all. And just because you're happy doesn't mean you're not gonna you have finished business. You know, a lot of people say that if you have finished business, then you can leave. Mm-mm. I have finished business, and all these other years that I'm going to live, I'm going to be able to see the earth. I'm going to be able to see the world. You know, I'm so glad I can communicate to somebody in China right now. That is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. If anything, for Wi-Fi and the internet and stuff, I can reach other people, other worlds. I can reach other continents. I've never done that before. And that is the good thing for Wi-Fi. Oh, look at all the bad stuff out there. Look, you got this people and these people. We've already had this people and these people. We still got to get them to put them in jail, but those people are trying to hide behind these good words. See. If the bad people would be satisfied with what they have, they wouldn't do the bad things they do. But then they get mad at other people and then mess with other people. You don't even have to be the person that offends them, as long as they do it to somebody. But I'm hoping that they always get caught, because right here it says, for us to stop wanting the stuff we don't have. That's how you fight that. And what about this? And what about that? Stop desiring the stuff you don't have. I don't, there's a lot of things I don't have. But I don't worry about those things that I don't have, because I am so abundant with the things that I have. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. If I got enough toilet tissue to last me for a month, I got what I have. Okay? And y'all always comparing it to wealth. No. If I could pay this electric bill, then I have something that I didn't have, you guys. And we're running a little behind. But that's why I like the part 6, is because it only has 12 lines. See, it only has 12 lines in the part 6 in Ecclesiastics. But see, we need to read the rest of what's at the bottom for the rest of the part, for the rest of the lines, because we need to understand what these lines are saying. And we got to see if these lines, what they're saying, is what we really know that they're saying. So, if you did not want something that you didn't have, then maybe you can concentrate on, working it out another way. Because, there's a lot of people out there that can't read. Do y'all know it's a lot of people out there that can't read? See, this is what I want people to understand and know. A lot of people out there that's doing alternative lives are people that can't read, are people that have been abused, are people that have been misused. There's not quite a few people that have a PhD, like Breaking Bad, and then just start doing chemicals and just start selling drugs. A lot, that doesn't happen. A lot of people that are in the game, they started in the game. Their family started in the game. Okay? So they don't even know how to read this book. And then you wonder what they gonna do to get money? But you know what? If those people had a chance to get educated and make the real money, do you think they'll be proud of themselves and feel better? I think so. Giving them a chance to earn their GED in jail. Nobody should be able to come out of jail without their GED. You hear me? Jail, not prison. Jail. Everybody that goes to jail should be able to get their GED. So when they get out, they can start something new. Wow. Never thought of that as a solution until now. Everybody should be able to get their GED if they go to jail. So when they come out, they can do something different. They can go straight to their house and put on their clothes and go straight down to unemployment and get a job. Wow. Never thought of that. Hey, maybe that'll work, you guys. Maybe that'll work because it's all meaningless. Now, when I say that, I understand it, okay? There's a lot of people that will not understand it. And you got to realize and understand, if there's some things that you do not want to understand, then there are things you will continue to be a fool in. I've been poor. I have been rich. I have been liked. I have been hated. I have been up and I have been down. But I'm telling you what, being in the middle is where we should be. Okay? I take my medication every day. I sure do. And I have no shame about it because you know what? I am glad I'm taking the medications. I was horrible without the medications. Sometimes I'm still horrible with them. But I tell you what, it's a different route for me. It's something different. Because all these feelings that I've taken the meds for, I pushed them way down. Almost 40 years. I couldn't do it anymore. And they had to be helped. And I'm so glad I chose this route. Because trying to self-medicate, that messes up your life. You know what I mean? So this is where we're going to go back to. We're going to go back to part 6 and read the bottom of part 6 so that we can get a better understanding of this. Because we are part of humanity, you guys. And we got to get it together. Okay? I want to thank you for being with me. I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel and we will get through this together. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.